What are we doing first, anyway?
Burning ham.
Bring ham. I want to set fire to the world. Yeah. No, don't. It's bad.
There was nothing burning there. I was disappointed.
I know. It's like they probably didn't even have like.
You don't know. You weren't there. You didn't get up at 6.
That's true. No,
I'm Timmy.
I'm Justin.
and I was still asleep. I'm Nathan. Sorry.
And this is 3 Old Tech Dudes.
You guys got up too early. I'm sitting here surrounded by synthesizers, which is really not surprising.
Yeah, it's
Just there's a wall.
Nathan's in his happy place, and he's allowed us in today. How you guys doing? How you doing, Nathan?
Sounds so bad.
You doing all right?
I'm doing good.
Doesn't sound bad. How are you, Mr. Justin?
I'm great. How are you, Timmy?
Pretty good. Hey, you remember when we drove down way down there by Louisville recently? I believe it was
I distinctly remember that.
Sellersburg was the town.
I remember
Indeed.
that.
Yeah,
And we
I was at home.
experienced. Yeah, you were.
I was. It did not stop you from shopping, though.
No, I even
No.
made you a purchase.
Yes, you did. Anyway, where'd we go?
We went to Birmingham,
Dun dun dun.
which was hosted by the Clark County Amateur Radio Club.
Make me get one of my synthesizers out. Yeah.
So it's the second year in a row we went down there. If you look,
I did go last year, just for the record.
So if you look right here in the corner, you can go watch that video. And pause this one, of course, and come back. We want you to finish this one.
So, would you call this a ham fest or a tailgate party?
I would call this a tailgate party. It's
I
fairly
would say so.
fairly small. It's just an outdoor deal. They did have giveaways like a larger ham fest.
They did. Nice.
Which I won one of. I got myself a $50 gift certificate to the
There you go.
ARRL. So
He jumped up
Nice.
and down, clapped his hands, and went.
I did. It's
"Yippee!"
kind of sad we didn't have a camera rolling, but Justin and I went up and threw the 3 Old Tech Dudes banner back across the car, and we were really had a lot of fun. A lot of people recognize us from the channel here.
Yeah, we
Did not expect that.
got
So,
to
So
meet
you-
several
like
of you
I was
guys.
there. I
That was always a blast.
yeah. So enjoy this segment of 3OTD on the road as we head to Birmingham. It's so early.
Not there on the side of the road, anyhow. Monday, 8:30 p.m. W9WWI.
Yeah, you'll have that. We arrived in Sellersburg, Indiana, roughly around 8:20 a.m. We'd aimed for the start time of 8. But, this was a bit of a long drive, and I had to meet Justin in his hometown of Salem, which is between Nathan and I's hometown of Bedford, Indiana, on the way down to Sellersburg, just north of Louisville, Kentucky. We were greeted by lots of great stuff, lots of great things to buy, several nice older HF radios and some newer ones as well. We saw a lot of familiar faces from nearby cities to us, and guys we're really starting to get familiar with as we have occasionally tried to hit the ham fest and ham radio tailgate party circuit. The Sellersburg Swap Meet, second annual, did not disappoint this year. As you can see, there was a lot of great stuff to have a look at. And I picked up a vacuum tube voltmeter, which I'm sure you'll see in the future, as well as a late 40s Emerson AM/FM table radio, which I believe is the oldest FM receiver that I now have in my collection. And you'll see a video on that down the road. It's a good group of guys down there. We're pleased to meet a lot of fans as well. It's kind of exciting to see the channel has been noticed in the amateur radio community, and meeting people who know us and we don't know them yet. But anytime you see us out at an event, please come up and greet us if you've watched our videos. We really enjoy that. It really makes our day. What'd you get, Justin?
We have ourselves here a Yaesu HT 207R. It is a VHF synthesized handy with the speaker mic here.
Yeah, that's got some age on it.
Yeah,
Got a real rubber duck when they were defined that way.
which is unfortunately deader than a doornail, but
Oh no.
perhaps a battery will resolve that issue.
Got the free table going here. We've given away a few things. Originally I was trying to sell some of these things. Now they're all just free. Including this scanner recently featured in a video. So far it's had some people look at it, but no takers yet. Overall, we really enjoyed our visit to Sellersburg, and the Clark County Amateur Radio Club always puts on a top-notch party down here. So they have some giveaways, and I invite you to visit their tailgate party in the future and support the club.
Swell. That was fun.
That was a fun adventure, Birmingham, wasn't it?
Actually wasn't bad.
So what we got coming up soon on the channel, Nathan?
So we are going to, here in the next few weeks, we're going to do the Radio Shack TRS-80 MC10 micro color computer.
It's one I've never heard of. Very
Nice.
cool.
Yep, and it wasn't out for very long. I do remember this, though, in the 80s, which is really... And I also have an actual U.S. version Timex... Well, not Timex, sorry. The U.S. version Sinclair ZX81 or ZX81.
It's so precious.
Yeah, this really kind of would have been effectively the Raspberry Pi of the day.
So look for those here in a few weeks, and along with several Tinker Time segments.
Yeah.
God, I'm not sure if I love that name or not.
Yeah, we're just going with it now.
So I've also got a couple of things which we'll show, but we're going to do a segment, or actually do a whole episode on early video cameras,
Yes.
and a segment on alternatives to the Commodore 64.
Oh, wow.
What? There were other things you could buy?
So that still was sort of a Commodore 64, although really not, but kind of sort of.
Okay.
So yeah.
So we've got a whole lot coming up. We've got more on our docket than we've ever had ahead of time. So it's just getting it all shot, getting it all edited, getting source done, working on the workbench, you name it. So stay tuned to the channel. You better subscribe if you haven't already, because you're going to miss a lot if you don't.
Yep.
Well, I got to looking at those YouTube comments again, fellers.
Oh no. This ought to be good.
So it's time for Echoes from the Asylum.
Echoes, echoes, echoes.
That part of the show where we hear from you, the viewer, via the YouTube comment section.
What we got this week?
First off, we've got a comment from our number one fan, Mr. Steve Chandler. Chandler? I probably said it wrong.
Don't go offending our number one fan.
That's right. Maybe he'll come to see us at the Hamfest before long here.
Yeah.
A couple weeks yet. On the Texas Instruments TI-99 4A video,
Yep.
he commented, "Put this in front of any kid from 8 to 18 and watch their heads explode from boredom. LOL.
That's
What's your thoughts on that?
today. Maybe. Because they're so used to like first person shooters and, you know, internet. It wouldn't do it. Back in the day, that was a sought after computer. I mean, it really was. I had friends that had one, like we said in the video, and honestly, they had a lot of fun. You know, the cartridges, I've got several. It's actually sitting beside Justin over there.
Go back and check that video out, of course,
yeah.
right here. Learn all about what Nathan's picked up. It's turned out to be a pretty good video. I was pretty happy with that one. So, pretty good episode.
I had a mean thought while we were just discussing this and children of today.
Yeah?
You both have children at home. Is there any way I could talk either one of you into limiting your throughput to 56K and just rolling video then?
Is that even possible?
Oh, yeah.
I've
Where there's a
threatened
router,
to.
there's a way.
I have threatened to cut the internet off to my kids before, and they just looked at me and said,
Well, no,
Dad,
don't cut it off. Just give
Well-
them a little bit, just like we used to have.
Yeah.
I
Well,
know
here's
all
the funny
three of
thing,
my
so-
kids and my wife would be angry.
So, but my problem is my kids, they carry iPhones.
Oh, well.
So
Yeah, you gotta
even
deal
if
with
I
that.
Cell
shut it
phone
off,
jammers, my friends.
well, yeah.
Flip them off on the provider.
Just the thing is, yeah,
data.
they'll leave my internet alone and just suck it down through and kill my Verizon account.
Goodness.
Yeah, so
That's a fun thought.
I thought so.
Well, let's get to our next comment here in Echoes of the Asylum. Push start button writes on, and this is a comment on the Commodore 1702 monitor repair, part 1.
also sitting
It's a
next to
2-part
Justin.
series that Nathan did about a year ago. It's been fairly popular on channel too. It's been a good
It
pair
has
of
been
videos.
like a
They
year
really
ago, and
have.
that's
So,
wild.
yeah.
In the middle of the joyous season.
Push start button writes. Excuse me. Yes, that's good. Hello.
Hello.
Howdy.
Is it possible to adjust the geometry on the motherboard in this monitor? I need to stretch the image up and down in my own. So that's how it's written, and round it in a pen amp if possible. Sounds like you want to do some mods.
You can do some mods. There should be adjustments for it.
I know there's focus and all the
there's
typical
focus,
CRT controls.
Yeah, there's the high voltage controls, there's focus and initial brightness. There should be. I tell you what, we will make that a future video because there was the question on that, and then someone also had a question earlier on how do you test one, even just to see if it's right. So I take, without having a Commodore 64, and it's like, okay, that's actually not that hard to do. You just need to have a couple little things to do with. So I tell you what, we'll make that a future video, and I will work on that soon. But yes, there are ways to adjust things internally, but you want to be careful about what you do because you can take stuff. I don't know if this will do it, but some monitors / TVs can be taken too far and cause damage. But I don't believe that one actually can. But I will dig that open and show that.
Nathan's the guy who can find it for you, so we'll see what he learns with it.
I used to be a bench tech about 1,000 years ago and worked on that kind of stuff.
Really
so
cool.
yeah.
All right. Well, it brings us to that same spot we end up in the end of each video. It's kind of a wet place like on the beach, except with RF. What time is it?
Welcome to the waves.
That part of the show where we welcome a new amateur radio operator to the fine hobby of ham radio.
Who is it?
Who we got this week?
This week, it's a guy who's told us he's a fan. We met him right as we were leaving at Birmingham.
Oh, cool.
Yes.
It's call Kilo Delta 9 Romeo Sierra Uniform. Kenny Seiler, hopefully I'm saying your last name right, of New Albany, Indiana. He upgraded to general. He'd only been a tech since spring, so he's really into the hobby. So
No doubt.
He it's one of the fellas walked up and said, "Hey, I know about you guys." That was kind of exciting. We have
I'm
community.
sorry I
don't
wasn't
know it.
there.
Yeah. It's a neat thing. We're glad that y'all are watching our videos. So
Yeah.
it's a small community, but it's a good one. Unless it's that Keith guy. So
Or Greg. We got to pick on Greg and Norm a little bit though.
Yeah.
So I mean,
they're like, "Why do you keep talking about us in your videos?"
Greg.
With Gregette, Justina,
I'm hereby dubbing him Gregette.
Gregette.
yeah. So we all okay. So these guys are friends of ours. They literally go to they're in the same ham club we are, and we know them outside of YouTube, of course.
So you hear about him a lot. And Greg was seen in the video we did recently about the special event station video down at Spring Mill. So
Yeah. So anyway, but their channel is actually called Shacking Off.
yeah. Innuendo to the extreme.
No, they really take they're the comedy of
they got some
ham
good
radio. They're funny. That's the thing. Not no
Millers, they got them jokes.
Oh boy. And they're brothers, so it's just funny.
So check that out if you get a chance. I think that's it for this one, fellas.
All right.
All right.
Hey, until next time, I'm Timmy.
I'm Justin.
I'm Nathan.
This is 3 Old Tech Dudes. Thanks for hanging out with us here on 3 Old Tech Dudes. Please subscribe to us here on YouTube for more tech old and new, tinkering at the workbench, repairs, ham radio, electronics, computers, and more. Please like this video and share 3OTD with your friends to help us grow the channel. We tweet at 3 Old Tech Dudes 1 on Twitter, and you can keep up with us on Facebook. Just search for 3OTD and look for our logo. Thanks so much for watching.